Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today we are taking on the Kadash Shinryu fight again, but this is for the co-op quest, and I decided to do something really fun here, and we are taking Kelger, Cater, and Core in. So now, this is one of those things where I say you normally wouldn't want to do Cater and Kelger together, because they're going to be fighting for hits, right? Because they individually each want to dodge, they each have their own locking mechanics that they're trying to use. But if the bosses do a lot of all attacks, you can use them together. And these dragons, I felt like, do enough all attacks that I think we can have them coexist together. And it gets really nasty when you get a bunch of these tanks together all doing their off turn. Because, like, you know, Kelger's going to do 2 preemptive plus a counter. Cater's going to be doing 2 counters. Oh, and by the way, Core's just chilling there on an all attack, and he's going to do 3 preemptive strikes. So it's going to get kind of crazy here. And we have a lot of fun with this fight. I think this was a great one. I do kind of like when they do the co-op Shinryus or like have the Shinryu in there twice. So it gives me a good reason to do it twice. Because, you know, I always feel so locked into like I got to use the boosted character to get the mission. And I just don't have time to run it again. And it's nice to just give me another reason to run it again. So I can just pick like a really fun team with no restrictions. And just kind of do what I want to do. And that's what we got right here. Now, obviously, you can argue, well, you made time for this one, you could make time for other ones. So it's like, yep, I get it. But if there's no rewards tied to it, I would rather be playing Star Rail or recording a different video for you guys or doing something on Dokkan, right? But if there's a reward behind it, I'm definitely going to get it done. So, or some reason to get it done. We'll make the time to get it in there. Obviously, and part of it's during the school year, man. I'm just so busy right now. We just moved into a new house. So I don't have a lot of time to sit. But I think, you know, as I get into maybe like winter break, spring break, you know, summer vacation, some periods of time where I got a little bit more time, then we'll definitely grind out some extra videos for sure. Provided you guys are all still watching my content and my channel's still going. Who knows? Y'all might get bored of me at some point here, right? So here we go. We're at 72%. We got Cater popping off a nice little attack here. I think this is the... what, are we going in BT already with her? I think we are. Yeah, that's her BT effects. I'm like, we're close. We're ready for it. And I do believe I opt to use Cater's FR here. I believe Kelger also gets 50% on dodge, but if I remember right, and it's been a while since I've read Cater's FR conditions, but I think Kelger, I think he has to dodge specifically, but on Cater's, it's if anybody dodges. So it's really nice here is if I, you know, go into Cater's FR, which we do here, knowing that her BT effect is up, every attack is going to guarantee a dodge from somebody, whether it's an all attack or not. And we're going to get that 50%. And then all these off turns, man, we're going to get a bunch of 5% ticks here. So there we go, 5%. 5%. I don't think Core has every... Yeah, so Core doesn't even have Oath on everybody yet. It takes him a little bit to set up. Now, the thing that I'm upset with is for some reason, Kelger's preemptive did not give us 5% ticks. But his counter, as you'll see right here, does. So I think they shafted Kelger a little bit because, as we saw, Core's preemptive worked just fine and gave us ticks, but Kelger's did not. And actually, I think I know why it is. I potentially, yes, I think I know why Kelger's preemptive didn't. It actually makes sense to me. Because technically you have to deal ice damage, right? Well, Kelger's preemptive is a gravity, so it technically doesn't deal brave damage. That's why Kelger doesn't tick it. So it does make sense, but I still don't like it. I want Kelger to get all the ticks, but it's fine. There's just a couple 5% ticks here and there, won't matter. What's going to matter is the big 50% bumps and then all the other ticks we're getting. And once again, Core is just one of those ageless units. It really doesn't matter how old he is. He still does what he does. It doesn't matter if his numbers drop a little bit because in the end, it's always just extra damage. And in an off-turn comp, it's like the ticks are the same. So Core here, you know, doesn't really feel like he's aged at all. He's just doing what he needs to do. And look at all this. Look at all this off-turn ticking we're doing. And it's so awesome seeing these all attacks come through. Because it just, we get all these ticks. And it's nice seeing that, like, the all attacks come through to give all of these counters from everybody, right? All right, so here goes Kelger. We're popping off the LD there. 13% on turn. That's fine. We'll take it. And it works out really well that Core and Kelger are both non-elemental. Because that means Cater's enchanting for ice. Working so well with her FR condition, right? I'm like, all right, let's drop down some traps here. Now, the other thing here is that Kelger's lock, I believe, is an aura, right? So, like, I believe it'll override. So even if, say, Cater had put her lock on, I think, Kelger would be overriding it. So it doesn't really matter. Any single target's going to go to Kelger. It doesn't matter, though, right? Cater's FR doing 50% ticks. We're good to go. And then Kelger's still getting the 5% off turn. And then we get the traps for another 5%. So, yeah, it's just a lot of little ticks, and then you get those 50% bumps. It's pretty nice. So you'll notice here with Cater, I'm not really worried about using Blizzard or ROK because with her BT effect up, like, everybody's dodging anyways. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. So now we're finally getting Oath on Cater. So now the all attacks, we're going to get triple. We're going to get triple from core here. All right, here comes Kelger. So that was single target, so core only followed up once or did one preemptive. But here comes an all attack. Now core's going to get triple here after we're done with all these shenanigans. All right, don't forget, we got a landmine too, and that's another 5% take. Isn't this just wild? Now here's core. There's one. There's two. And there's three. So core just did 3 attacks, 15% ticks off turn. Right? And don't forget, Kelger gets to swing a couple times. And don't forget, Cater gets to swing a couple times still. It's like, here comes Cater. She's going to be swinging. Or did Cater lose her counters? Oh, hold up. I got to refresh Cater's counters. I think I let them fall off. Oh, no, there they go. I'm like, where are Cater's counters? I haven't seen those in a while. There they go. And then we got the big double counters. So, yeah, just the all attacks are so nice because everybody just gets to swing. We get all of the ticks. So this is definitely like my preferred way to play DFFOO is teams like this. You can't do this in every fight, but you can do it in a lot of the game. And obviously, like with Kelger and Cater, like soloing is sometimes actually more efficient. It just depends on, can you beat the boss to their FR? And if you can't, can you cancel it, or does it have to be canceled, right? So soloing isn't always possible, but when it is, it's a lot of fun. Because then the enemies, are taking like a million turns compared to what you get. Alright, so we're at a pretty good pace, right? 600% on turn 6. And with these off-turn comps, it's not always consistent in terms of how fast will you get to 999, how much damage will you do. It is really dependent on the fight. The more aggressive the boss, the more effective the strat is. And these bosses, like, I wouldn't say that this boss is set up to be like an off-turn fight, right? They're not jump cutting turns a ton. They're doing a few things like this, right? Like once in a while they'll do these. And I believe those are just threshold attacks, right? But they're not like jump cutting turns a lot. They're not like super high turn rate all the time. So I would say this is just kind of like an average level fight for doing an off-turn comp, but it's working out just fine. Yeah, all of a sudden we're up to 700% at still turn 6. Because then once again, we're not taking very many turns, or we're going slower, and then when we do, we can still echo. We can extend this out quite a bit. And you guys saw with my Kadaj run, playing a fairly normal aggressive strat there, we did finish them off in one force, but it was like literally on the last turn. So we'll kind of look comparatively, does this team get it done better than the Kadaj strat? Using an offensive character, just taking this kind of laid back approach, sitting back, let the enemies attack. I mean, I'm seeing 3 attacks right now by the enemies. I'm liking that. I'm liking that turn order right now. And another reason why Cater is just so incredible. Party-wide evasion, are you kidding me, man? It just makes me think of, like, how insane is Edge going to be when he gets his BTFR, right? Because he's very similar setup to Cater. Edge is also going to be kind of nutty, I think, BTFR. There's so many characters that just have, like, really busted kits. Like, Layla's another one I was talking about. I think Layla is so freaking good. And, like, I think she's actually usable now in Retain era. But, like, when she gets BTFR, I'd be really excited for that. I think Shadow's going to be a really fun character with BTFR. So there's definitely some, like, really cool characters to look forward to. Not to mention, like, new characters like FF16, FF Tactics. There's a lot of really cool things that could be coming soon. I think the next year is going to be pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to the 6th year anniversary, which I think could be pretty wild. But here we are, yeah, max gauge by turn 5, like pretty easily. Now we're just overkill. I don't know, guys. This is feeling like it's doing a little bit better than just straight up using Kadaj right now. Not gonna lie, we're getting through this pretty quickly, and using Core, who's a little bit of an older character at this point. He's not like new. I mean, he's got Echo and everything, right? So he's got all of his latest upgrades, but it's just he's been out a while. And Core's still doing Core things. We definitely like that. So right here, I mean, we have the option to Echo, but I think I need to... I was debating, because I know the EX has to be refreshed periodically. But yeah, we go Echo here. Because, you know, Kelger can lose the dodge if you lose the EX buff, but I guess we got Cater's dodge backing it up anyways. But we want to make sure we have the counters and everything. But I'm pretty sure I had somewhat recently refreshed Kelger's EX. But we can... I'm guessing on the next turn we'll use Kelger's EX. It is a button you need to press. But yeah, dude, these guys are already down to under 20%. And we're still on turn 5 of the Force, by the way. Still 5 turns. And I wish I could do something with all this overflow Force we're getting. That'd be awesome if it like went into the retain and we just retained at 999. That would be crazy. But yeah, like, very powerful, right? Like how much, like, just so much Force gauge gain is so easy with this team. Once again, the all attacks definitely help because then everybody just gets to chime in. Kelger, you know, 10 mil AoE. Here's dude, Cater doing double 8 mil. So she's just doing like 17 mil right there. She did 8.6 twice. I'm checking my buffs here really quick. I'm like, all right, we'll just Echo with you. I was checking like my Oath of Absolute Defense and all that. I'm like, I think we're good. We'll just Echo here and go crazy. The thing with the thing I'll say with Core is that like his rainbow numbers kind of get wasted because it's like a free instant turn and you pretty rarely want to use that attack, even though it's like a pretty strong attack. It does kind of get wasted on him because you typically just want to sit in this off-turn strat. And there you go, dead. So way more efficient, I would say, than my Kadaj run. Now, Kadaj, we did run Cater in there, right? We could have done more. Like, if we had done, say, like, launching and, like, put Vice on there, right? Like, Kadaj probably would have handled it, like, way faster. But, like, just comparing the two runs, like, you know, this defense comp was pretty dang efficient. We got it done with plenty of turns left. So, anyways, let me know what you think of this busted team. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.